There are only two reasons why people follow you, and if you can master one of these, you will see growth. But if you can do both of these things at the same time, that is where your growth gets exponential. That's where it skyrockets. So the two reasons that people follow you are either for transactional content or relational content, and the magic happens when you combine both. Transactional content is when you make your account useful to people. You're sharing knowledge or information, tips, advice, hacks, tutorials, how-tos, all of that. And usually you will focus on one or a couple of core topics that you become known for. Relational content is when people relate to you through your content. In your story, your experiences, your opinions, your stances, their identity is reflected in the content that you are putting out. So typically educational accounts and niche accounts tend to get follows because of their transactional content, and more lifestyle creators, personality driven storytelling accounts tend to get followers for their relational content. But there is a way of combining both, and this is something that I teach to creators. So I run something called the Content Club, which is my TikTok course and community. There are over 5,000 members in there, and I have a framework called the Magnet Content Method, and it teaches you how to take a piece of valuable transactional content and layer it with that relational content that gives a bit of something extra. So how this works is you take a piece of useful transactional content. Let's say, for example, it is 5 tips to stop being a people pleaser forever. And then you layer it with one or more of the following magnetic sparks. And those magnetic sparks are feel, fire, fun, and flair. Feel is any sort of personal connection to the topic that you're talking about, any kind of storytelling. Fire is any kind of opinion or stances that you have on the topic. Fun is any kind of like personality, anything that you can add to make it funny or engaging. And then flair is how you make the content look visually. So for example, with this piece of 5 tips to stop being a people pleaser forever, I could add feel to this by adding a bit of storytelling, talking about things that I have done in the past to make me a people pleaser. I could add fire to it by having some really strong and bold opinions, like people pleasing is actually a terrible quality to have, and here is why. I could add some fun to it by making it really humorous, like here's some stupid things that I have done in the past in the name of being a people pleaser. And I could add flair, maybe with some visual analogies, maybe a really striking background, maybe I'm doing something while I talk as well. Sorry, the lighting has got really, really harsh. I'm in my car while my kid sleeps. But yeah, essentially, if you combine those two things of transactional content and relational content, and you do that consistently on your account, that is where you see really fast accelerated growth and really strong growth as well, because people are not just following you for the information, they're following you for who you are as well. And like I said, this is all stuff that I teach in the Content Club. If you would like to join, send me a DM and I will give you a discount code to get in there.